to cry against the tree where I did it with Draco. Then all of a sudden,
All of a sudden.
then all of a suddenly,
All of a suddenly.
Get to the point.
you shut your mouth.
Eric needs his content now, okay?
I'm
Hang on, man, give me a
just
sec, give me a sec.
annoyed by the and wait for it kind of thing. Continue.
Then all of a suddenly, an horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying towards me on a broomstick. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in the movie, and he was wearing all black, but it was obviously really gothic. It was Voldemort.
The guy that looked like Voldemort was Voldemort.
No! I shouted in a scared voice, but then Voldemort shouted, Imperious! And I couldn't run away.
Right.
That's the most
Crookshanks,
coherent thing that she's written.
Crookshanks, I shouted at him. Oh, whoops, sorry. Voldemort fell off his broom and started to scream. Isn't Crookshanks the name of Hermione's cat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
Does
felt bad for
Voldemort-
him, even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. Ebony, he yelled, thou must kill Vampire Potter. I thought about Vampire and his sex eyes and his gothic black hair and how his face looks just like Joel Madden. I remember
Okay.
that Draco had said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with him and they broke up? No, Voldemort, I shouted back. Voldemort gave me a gun. No, please, I begged. Thou must.
Voldemort with a gun!
If thou does not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco. How did you know? I asked in a surprised way. Voldemort got a dude, you're so retarded look on his face.
I live here. You just.
I have telekinesis, he answered cruelly. And if you doth not kill Vampire, then thou know what will happen to Draco, he shouted. Then he flew away angrily on his broomstick. I was so scared and mad I didn't know what to do. Suddenly Draco came into the woods. Draco, I said. Hi. Hi, he said back, but his face was all sad. He was wearing a white foundation and messy eyeliner, kind of like a pentagram, get it, between Joel Madden and Gerard Way. Are you okay? I asked. No, he answered. I'm sorry I got mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me, I expelled. That's okay. I said all depressed. And we went back to Hogwarts together making out.
You know, as you do, walking and making out at the same time.
Yeah, you know, walking together, Frenching.
Passively.
Chapter 10. Passively Frenching. I was really scared about Voldemort all day. I was even upset. Went to rehearsals with my gothic middleman, Bloody Gothic Rose 666. I am the lead singer of it and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between Good Charlotte, Slipknot, and My Chemical Romance. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire Draco, Ron, even though we all call him Diablo now. He has black hair now with blue streaks in it. And Hagrid! Only today, Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming, and we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrist. He wouldn't die because he is a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a C-R-O-S-S. There's no way I'm writing that. Or a steak.
I'll see you guys later. I gotta go.
Have fun.
Fire!
Yeah.
And Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride.
The movie's not even depressing.
I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs and tiny matching miniskirt that said Simple Plan on the butt. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not. We were singing cover of Helena, and at the end of the song, I suddenly burst into tears. Ebony, are you okay? Bloody Mary asked in a concerted voice. What the fuck do you think? I asked angrily, and then I said, well, Voldemort came to and the fucking bastard told me to fucking kill Harry. But I don't want to kill him, because he's really nice, and even if he did go out with Draco, But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco. I burst into tears. Suddenly, Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you fucking poser muggle bitch?
Oh.
Oh, cutting fucking
Oh.
There's an author's note here where it's like, see, is that out of character? I started to cry and cry. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. Then he ran out crying. We practiced for 1 more hour, then suddenly Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't because he had a headache. What have you done? He started to cry wisely.
What the fuck?
Ebony Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. Okay, hang on. Let me read. Ebony Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. God, the grammar, so terrible. Anyways, chapter 11. No! I screamed. I was horrified. Bloody Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off and I ran to my room crying. Dumbledore chased after me and shouting, but he had to stop when I went into my room because he would look like a perv that way. Anyways, I started crying tears of blood and then I slit both of my wrists. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a steak, which I want to add here is spelled S-T-E-A-K, and almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it sadly. I put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on the ends and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. Then I looked out the window and screamed. Snap was spying on me and he was taking a videotape of me. And Lupin was masticating to it!
Tag yourself, I'm Lupin masticating.
Can I just say something here? Lupin is spelled L-O-O-P-I-N.
What the fuck? Lupin!
They were sitting on their broomsticks. Ew, you fucking perv! Stop looking at me naked! Are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. Suddenly, Vampire ran in. Abracadabra! He yelled at Snape and Lupin pointing his womb. Wand? Womb? I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times and they both started screaming and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in.
Dumbledore!
Ebony, it's been revealed that someone has... No! He shouted looking at Snape and Lupin and he waved his wand and suddenly Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said, "Everyone, we need to talk." What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. I may be a Hogwarts student, Hagrid paused angrily, but I am also a Satanist. This cannot be, Snape said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him.
Dumbledore!
There must be other factors. You don't laugh any. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly.
Triumphantly!
Triumphantly.
Triumphantly!
The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. I felt faint, more than I normally do, like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily while he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak.
What?
Then I heard... I think it's cloak misspelled. C-L-O-O-K.
I told y'all, the grammar plummets.
Why did you get this at 9 a.m.?
God, you fucking preps!
And then I heard the words that I had not heard before, or I had heard before but not from him. I do not know whether to feel shocked and happy or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. Because, Hagrid said, and he paused in the air, dramatically waving his wand in the air. then swoop tea and singing to the tune of a gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. Because your gothic Snape asked in a little afraid voice because he was afraid it meant he was connected with Satan. Because I love her. Chapter 12. Oh wait, where did it go?
I love her.
Abracadabra is what I say after I get done masticating.
God, the clip is not close enough.
Is that why you rub your
Okay.
Yeah, I rub my clue. Because I'm a dirty salute.
You better be saving this.
I was about to slip my wrists again with a silver knife that Draco had given me in case anything happened to him. He had told me to use it valiantly against an enemy, but I knew we must go together. No, I thought it was Hagrid. It was vampire. He started to scream. Oh my god, no, my scar hurts! And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. I stopped. How did you know? I saw it, and my scar turned back into the lightning bolt. No, I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diablo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always cover it up with foundation, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt, and it turned back into the
God,
lightning
Jeffrey
bolt.
Star
I
who?
knew. Then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Let me restart because this is gonna get fucking amazing. Anyway, my scar hurt and it turned back into the lightning bolt. Save me! Then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. Then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him bondage.
Bonded. Got it.
Voldemort has him bondage. Anyways, I was in the school nurse's office, now recovering from my slit wrists. Snap and Lupin and Horrid. Snap and Lupin and it's spelled H-A-H-R-I-D in all capitals. Snap and Lupin and Horrid were there too. They were going to St. Mango's after they recovered because they were pepophiles.
Pepophiles?
And you can't have those fucking pervs teaching in a school with lots of hot girls. Dumbledore had constipated the video camera. They took me naked. I put up my middle finger at them. Anyway, Hagrid came into my hospital bed holding a bouquet of
Awesome
pink roses.
callback.